Hi there everyone and welcome to the 2023 Pitch Competition presented by Praella. If you're here today, then you want to find out who's going to get the chance to advance to the final round of this event for a chance to win $50,000 in cash and prizes. I'm your host, Louis Ricard, and I am delighted to have you here because this is what it's all about. We're going to have 10 semi-finalists who will come on stage, on the virtual stage that is, to pitch their ideas, their passions for a chance to win big today. And they're going to need your support. This is how the event is gonna go today. You're gonna hear from these 10 contestants as they'll get about 3 minutes to pitch their businesses. After that, our judges will ask a series of questions and then they'll tally the scores of each contestant and move on to the next pitch. Now, I know this sounds like a lot, but each idea you're going to hear is so unique that it deserves your undivided attention. And I hope you'll show your support just the way I expect you to. But without further ado, let's meet our contestants. Kimberly Evans from I Do Box. Bobby DeMars from Blind Barrels. Shelby Jenkins from Budget University. Erica and Eden Tomaszewski from Lil Iguana's Children's Safety Foundation. Adele Smolensky from AI Learners. Lynn Power of Masami. Lawrence Phillips of Green Book Global. Stephanie Risto of Bariatric Society. Shelly Gupta of Bake It Box. Anna Jones of Flex 65 Incorporated. Welcome contestants, so glad to have you here with us today. I am very excited to hear your ideas, and I know 3 people in the audience are very excited to hear them too. It's our amazing judging panel, of course, so please put your hands together to welcome in the amazing virtual judges for this first round of the pitch competition. It's Britt Schmidt from the Bold Commerce team, Michelle Oliver from Hello Subscription, and from our sponsor themselves, it's Carrie Ann Lucero from Praella. And now back to your host, me. Welcome to the very first round of the pitch competition presented by Praella. I am delighted and honored that you chose to be with us today at 3 p.m. We are so excited for this round because you're going to hear from 10 contestants, like I just said, and we're going to determine who gets to move on to the finals to win $50,000 in cash and prizes. So if you're here, you not only get to watch an incredible show, but you also potentially qualify for a chance to go to SubSummit for completely free. As part of our amazing raffle, we'll award one lucky attendee a $2,500 gift in a SubSummit ticket, which is amazing. With me to talk about SubSummit is one of its very own co-founders. He has over a decade of experience in the industry. John Haji, thank you so much for being with us today.
You know what, Louis, I am so excited to be here to share the stage with you as we host the first round of the pitch competition. I'm excited to be here and hear what these brands have to say.
Well, let's do it right now with our very first contestant. It's Kimberly Evans from I Do Box. She comes all the way from Canada, and she's on a mission, folks, to put an end to cheesy wedding gifts. Kimberly, join us on the virtual stage. Congratulations on making it all the way to the semifinals, this first round. We're so happy to have you here. You can start sharing your screen and get settled, and then we'll give you the floor.
I'm not sharing my screen. It's
you're not sharing. My apologies, Kimberly. Well, the time
That's okay.
is now.
That's okay.
Best of luck to you. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Kim Evans, owner and founder of the I Do Box, the first inclusive wedding subscription box. I've been in the wedding industry for 20 years as a decorator and designer, and currently running our thriving photography studio and a successful wedding planning company where we're changing the game and innovating with our pre-packaged pop-up weddings. Our time in our beloved wedding industry has shown us, however, just how slow it is to innovate and include. This industry is struggling to make changes that are so necessary to be current and inclusive. We've heard directly from our same-sex couples just how difficult it is to navigate what should be the happiest time in their lives. Stories of being hung up on, ghosted, shouted at, receiving questionnaires still listing bride and groom. Language matters, and the language used in weddings has such a long way to go. Allies as well are specifically choosing inclusive vendors to put their money where their morals are. I wanted to create a platform, community, and a special product that celebrates love without labels. The wedding subscription box space is full of antiquated verbiage and imagery that needs a major overhaul. You cannot claim to be inclusive if you open the box and it says for every bride to be, or the only reference to a miss and miss is buried deep in your FAQs. We offer 3 and 6 month subscriptions at $79 and $75 Canadian per box respectively, where you can select the type of box, titles, pronouns, etc., to make sure that you're getting a box that's the perfect fit. Since we're on the newer side, here's some quick facts. We're completely self-funded. We have over 55% profit on our boxes, and that includes shipping fees, which our shipping costs and individual production will only reduce as our volume increases. All of our products are custom designed and curated for our box alone to be unique, high quality, useful, and modern. One of our staple items in the box is our planner, a fully inclusive planner without the words bride and groom. We couldn't find one, so we had to create it ourselves. Though our subscriber count since the end of September is lower, we're consistently seeing growth month over month. We've already shipped to 3 provinces and had our first same-sex couple purchase our box. 45% are buying the 3-month and 55% are buying the 6-month, with our average spend at $350 per subscription. We've had 0 cancellations. In fact, we've had customers increase from the 3-month to the 6 months to get the remaining products. Our sales and marketing is what we're hoping for help with. We have built our box to scale up, but we need help for people to find it. Our team is myself, my husband Gary, and Robin, our full-time assistants spread across all of our businesses. We need a dedicated sales and marketing manager to implement our plans, as well as mentorship to get the box where we know it could be. Our goals are aggressive for this box to be an international brand, spreading our commitment to inclusion, but we need the manpower to get there. We have built this box to be profitable, scalable, but most importantly, to promote inclusivity by creating an option for all without having to wonder if they belong, a space where we can celebrate love without labels.
All right. Amazing job, Kimberly. Way to kick off this
Thank you so much.
first pitch. That was amazing. I hope my fiance is not listening to this because I'm going to be in trouble when I get home.
I hope she is.
You're right. Absolutely right. John is a subscription box veteran. As a matter of fact, he was the brain behind the brand Gentleman's Box. So John, from a veteran to a startup here, what do you think of Kimberly's concept?
You know, I think one of the things that stood out to me, and I think that you've done a really good job, is you've set yourself for a really good like scalability. You're at profit margins at 55%. Those are fantastic. That allows you really to focus on scaling the company. So I think setting yourself up and having such margins that early on in the business is a really great start.
It's crucial as a startup. So that's awesome. You're on the right track here. Let's bring in some people who want to ask you more questions, Kimberly. It's our virtual judges. We're going to bring in Carrie and Lucera from Praella, Brittany Schmidt, and Michelle Oliver. Ladies, would love to hear your thoughts. We'll start with you, Brittany. Any questions for Kimberly at this time?
.ca.com.
Sorry. Pardon?
Are you shipping to the US and Canada, or are you just focused on Canada right now?
Our focus is on Canada, but we can ship to the US. We have everything set up, but obviously with a .ca, we're obviously a Canadian thought of company. But I mean, there's the option to grow is endless for this.
Go ahead. And all right, let's turn it over to Michelle Oliver of Hello Subscription. Michelle, any questions for Kimberly?
Hi, Kimberly. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you.
So do you have an actual number of subscribers?
We have 20 subscribers right now.
Okay.
We just launched at the very end of September. So we have 20 that are still currently kind of through our cycle of 6 months. When we originally started, we thought that the 3-month would be more popular, but the 6-month is proving more popular. The 3-month we're finding is a gift paid in full. And the 6-month we're finding is a purchase for themselves and the monthly plan. So it's kind of, we're doing a little bit of discovering with sort of our first couples and people that are purchasing. We've been and taken it to every wedding show that we could to get kind of direct feedback. And people were purchasing at the show, where I don't know if you've ever been to a wedding show, but it's not designed to like purchase on site. But people were really pleased with the products, the pricing. They were really excited about it. So.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. And last but not least, we'll turn over to Carrie-Ann from the team at Praella. Carrie-Ann, any questions from Kimberly?
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. I'm curious, what types of product are in the box? Having gone through the wedding planning process, are they products to support planning? Are they just fun for the couple?
So we start all of our box, like we have an introduction box, which has our planner, a hat, pen, and a couple other little goodies, glass, that kind of thing. And then through the subscription, it gets closer to things that they would use on the typical wedding day: champagne flutes, vow books, things like that. We've tried to really keep things useful and fresh. Instead of a themed box, it's more everything is really cohesive together as a collection, but they're not getting like a fitness box or like a romance box per se or something like that. We're trying to get them a lot of products that they're going to eventually use at the wedding itself and leading up to the wedding through kind of their process with us, I guess.
Cool.
All right, great questions, judges. Thank you so much. And Carrie-Ann, while I have you here, would love to hear from you as far as Praella is sponsoring this event. You are giving the winner of this year's contest a full website rebuild in addition to some cash money. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do for subscription-based businesses?
Yeah, actually, and I spent a lot of time this week looking at every single one of the pitch competition panelists sites. So super excited for whoever wins, because I'm already kind of percolating on what we can do for you guys. But yeah, so I'm with Praella. We're a sponsor of the event, and we're a full service e-commerce agency who supports Shopify and Shopify Plus merchants, many who are in the subscription phase. We're a team of industry experts, and we leverage the best-in-class design and development to give our merchants like beautiful, functional, high-converting digital experiences. That's the long and short of it.
That's pretty darn good. And I'm sure our contestants are really hoping to get to that final round so they can get a chance to work with you in collaboration with Praella. Thank you so much, Carrie-Ann. Judges, we'll hear from you a little bit later when our second contestant is done pitching. And speaking of our second contestant, let's bring him onto the stage right now. It's Bobby DeMars of Blind Barrels. And Bobby is from the film industry, so no wonder his submission video was so good. However, I had some problem with it, John, because at one point he did toast to SubSummit, and we never received, did you see a package?
I did not see a package. Come to the office?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see a package.
So was it more of a mailing, more of a packaging? Unsure, maybe, perhaps, who knows? We'll let him get settled in. Bobby, your time is now. You can start sharing your screen. Okay. And we'll let you get started whenever you're ready.
Okay, can you see my screen?
We can, and your time starts now.
Thank you. When you go to the liquor store, you're often making a choice on label, on price, and you get home and you just don't like it. And we call that label failure because you usually convince yourself that it's amazing when it really isn't. But what you don't know is your access was limited from the get-go. There are nearly 3,000 small American craft distillers that you've never heard of, and you should. And then comes Blind Barrels. I'm Bobby DeMars, the CEO and founder of Blind Barrels. This was really started out of quarantine. A friend was doing blind tastings to bring us together when we were isolated, and I fell in love with it. I love picking out the notes. There's an educational component of learning about the mash bill. There's a mindful component of connecting with your senses. Obviously, there's a communal aspect of getting to share great whiskey. And so I went off on a mission to figure out, how can I legally do this? We then bootstrapped the operation. I became the biggest investor. We used all of 2021 to then actually do all the legal stuff that we had to do in place and the custom packaging. And this is what our box looks like. We get an awesome soft touch gold leaf ribbon pull with the magnet, an insert that has a tasting table, and this QR code then takes you to a reveal page that actually has a tasting. We do live tastings as well. And then it tells you everything about the sample, the ABV, the mash bill, the age statement, the backstory, the distillery, basically everything that you'd want to know about that distillery. We have grown exponentially every single year. Every single quarter, we've grown at a rate of 37%. Here's some stats from Bold. As you can see, our subscription app that we use, a tip of the hat to Bold. Our churn rate is really low. The reason our churn rate is really low is because people come for the blind tasting, but they stay for the access. They're getting bottles that they couldn't get any other way. They're getting them cheaper than if they were at the distillery. They're getting rare barrel picks. Our cost per acquisition is pretty low because we have a lot of organic growth taking place, and our LTV is really high in our ratio. And we do attribute a lot of that to social engagement. We're constantly creating content and engaging with our subscribers. And we have key partnerships with a lot of different YouTubers and social media people because blind tasting creates content for them. So it's very symbiotic. We have amazing team, obviously friends and family and investors. We have one of the biggest wine makers on the West Coast that's an investor, the biggest craft whiskey distiller is a fulfillment partner. Our CFO is amazing. And what we want to do with this money is we want to expand our whiskey community. We want to go out and do live in-person tastings, bring that educational component, and we want to do more documentaries about these small American craft distillers. These are guys that are growing their own grain. They're mashing it, they're milling it, they're distilling it with love. They're making some of America's best whiskey, and everybody deserves to buy it and try it. So thank you for listening, and I hope you join us on our whiskey journey with Blind Barrels.
Wonderful presentation, Bobby. Thank you for sharing your story with us. John was itching closer and closer to the screen, and I quote, "I have so many things to say." So I'm going to go right to John right here for some feedback.
Well, I'm a whiskey aficionado, if you will. I love trying different bourbons. There's always that educational aspect to it that I always love to get myself into and, learn like the tasting notes and things like that. I think that what kind of stood out to me is that there's really kind of like two models built into this. There's the subscription model with like the tastings, but then there's the membership model, right? And you're actually creating this cult community, if you will, of members who now can have exclusive access to these, rare bottles or these exclusive bottles. So I love the fact that there's like two different subscription models kind of built into this. So that's really cool.
And yeah, what stood out to me was you are embracing the SubSummit theme of this year. You are engaging with your customers as often as possible to enrich their experiences. And that's the ultimate path to success for subscriptions. But I don't need to tell you that. Our judges are going to tell you that right now. And we'll go to one that you perhaps know really well. It's going to be from the Bold team themselves. We're going to bring Brittany Schmidt on the screen, on the virtual stage to ask you a few questions. Brittany, you can take it away whenever you're ready.
Love the presentation. Love that you're using our software. Super exciting. You actually answered one of my questions, which was how do you keep customers engaged? So I love the access model. That's fantastic. I'm wondering, have you thought about branching into like virtual tastings for corporate companies in order to attract those employees?
Great question. And yeah, absolutely. So we do several corporate tastings. We do one with Merrill Lynch every quarter. It's a way for them to interact and engage with their clients. We do have a one-off box that people can purchase. We are eventually going to have to cap out because there's only so much craft whiskey, and then we'll get into tequila and everything's in a barrel: wine, beer, rum, and we have other options to even get into hotel rooms and SoFi Stadium because we can rescan any reveal page for any brand.
That is fantastic. That's really awesome that you've future-proofed your business quite a bit.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Great question and great answer. We'll turn it over to Carrie-Ann Lucero of Praella. Carrie-Ann, any questions?
Yeah, absolutely. So I saw on your site that if I fall in love with one of the brands of the tasting, I can go to the bottle shop, and that's the membership piece, right? Is that the only like upsell that you guys have currently in addition to the subscription, or do you have like other upsells, or do you plan to introduce other?
I mean, I don't consider it an upsell because sometimes we do make money in a bottle. Sometimes it's really a wash, for our members to get access to these brands and the pricing that we give them to. We are going to start doing more barrel picks that are going to be outside of our lineup and even barrel investment programs. But for now, we're just trying to keep them engaged, keep them happy with what they have, and give them that option to purchase it. And I dare anybody out of our members to go Google, see if they can find these bottles for cheaper any other way. But with the shipping discounts and our fulfillment partners that get a piece of it, sometimes we don't make a money on the bottle, but we keep our member and we keep them happy, and our members win, the distilleries win. And that's really what the whiskey community is showcasing and uplifting these small American craft businesses.
Cool.
Great answer once again. Let's turn over for one last quick question. Michelle, floor is yours.
Thank you for your presentation. And I just want to say, love the packaging. I'm a sucker for good packaging. My only question would be, what is your price point and your options? So is it like a monthly, 3 month, 6 month?
So there's a one-off box, and that's $69.99, $15 shipping. So if somebody wants to dip into it, we do send them an insert with the code. Quarterly, it's $59.99 with $15 shipping. That recurs every 3 months. If someone ordered today, we send them a box immediately, dial back the reorder to right before March, and then it would be March 15th, June 15th, September 15th, and December 15th. It's really important that everybody gets their box at the same time because there's friends and family and coworkers in different states. And that lineup, it's not like we're a keto club where we're throwing a bunch of samples and sending it out. This is a unique one-off lineup that never happens again. And the annual is $199 with $50 shipping. So you're basically saving $50 on the year if you commit to the annual.
Great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. And by the way, if any of my other fellow semi-finalists, if you ever do want to know about the packaging, I did talk to 30 vendors before I found somebody that can make premium packaging like that. So I thank you for the tip.
All right. Thank you for the offer there, Bobby. We love when the community gets together to help one another because that's what the subscription space is about. That's what SubSummit is about. So we hope that Bobby's lessons with a vendor in partnership will help others in the future. And you can chat with Bobby on the Zoom chat using the little feature there. So don't be afraid of doing that if you're an aspiring startup box owner. We'll turn it over to our next contestant, John. And I have never heard of a John Haji Day in any city in the US, and I've never had my own day celebrated, unfortunately. So we have to step our game up because the next contestant, Shelby Jenkins, she has 2 cities that have a Shelby Patrice Jenkins Day. And we just need to do better as a team.
I think we need to bring her a mission and have a Shelby Jenkins Day here in Michigan.
Third day.
Yeah,
all right, third day for Shelby. Shelby, come on up and join us on the stage. Congratulations on being part of this round 1 of the pitch competition. You can start sharing your screen, and then we'll just let you take it away.
Okay, can you guys hear me and see my screen?
We can. You're all clear to go. Good luck.
Okay. In 2020, I was furloughed as a flight attendant from American Airlines, and I was known as the flight attendant that was always on the jump seat reading financial literacy book, whether it was Dave Ramsey or whomever. So we got furloughed. I got a lot of messages saying, Shelby, help me with my budget. What's the severance pay looking like? So opposed to repeating myself, I decided to start a community. And within that community, I said, you know what, this is Budget University. I started with 15 coworkers, and those 15 coworkers turned into about 641 people. So when I started my community, I did some more research, and I realized that 57% of U.S. adults are financially literate. That means the remainder of adults are financially illiterate. With traveling the world and realizing and getting all these passport stamps, I realized that one thing that I know is that debt is everywhere. But so is technology. So I was like, you know what? I can be the solution. So being the solution, I decided to provide an online accredited curriculum towards financial literacy. What I wanted was an innovative program that anybody can come to. It doesn't matter your grade level. It doesn't matter how old you are. I wanted somewhere where everybody can come and learn financial literacy. But to stand out opposed to my competitors, because financial literacy is such a great topic, what I had to do was I had to be creative. I had to do something with an executive design. So when I built my curriculum with my team, I decided decided to turn that curriculum into an accredited association. So now what's going on is that I said, you know what, when parents are doing this and they want their kids to learn financial literacy, we can go ahead and have these kids learn. But once they learn and they finish, they can also leave with a high school diploma. And it's all included into the subscription of $9.99 for learning financial literacy. And we're teaching basic banking, investing, real estate, 401k, student loans, and credit. So I was like, you know what? How else can we expand this? Where is our marketing? So our marketing is in all these Facebook groups and all this other social media tools, along with me being in the friendly skies. Along with 7 states are now requiring financial literacy in order to graduate. I've also been able to team up with the Dallas Mavericks and go to schools. And when I go to schools and teach financial literacy, parents are getting into the community as well. I need a subscription because we want to buy a house. I need to get a car because I don't want a cosigner. It's also, our app is also launched, and with our app, it shows that 1,029 people are in our subscription on our app. Whatever you do on our website, Budget University Online, you can also do on the app, whether if you're on a treadmill, whether if you're anywhere. I was able to market and get with Fat Joe, Jim Jones, and interview them and talk about generational wealth and financial literacy throughout all those other subjects. For me, this is very important. If we were given the opportunity to receive this money can help us not only with our curriculum, so we can start from kindergarten all the way up, but we can also help people and we can also bring languages in, because it's not only an English thing, it's also Spanish, French, Creole, and everything else. And so I'm really excited to hear the questions that you guys have for us.
All right, Shelby, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. John, anything that stood out to you?
I mean, financial literacy is super important. I'm a believer that needs to start at a young age, and so as a parent myself too, as my kids will get older, I always want to look at options, and I'm glad to see that you're tackling a pain point or you're going after this industry. So, kudos.
That's awesome. All right, judges, let's bring you back onto the virtual stage. We'll start with you, Michelle Oliver of Hello Subscription. Any questions for Shelby?
Hi, Shelby. I really enjoyed your presentation. I too am a parent. I feel that it is very important to start them young with financial education, especially when children think everything's free, So I really don't have any questions. You answered all of it, and I loved your presentation.
Thank you.
No questions is a good thing. I want to emphasize that. So that's awesome. Let's turn over to Carrie-Ann Lucero of Praella. Carrie-Ann?
Yeah. Hi. Shelby, you've done so much in a short amount of time. Your site is a wealth of knowledge even before you access the courses. So I was really impressed by just the sheer amount of information that's on your site. Who else is on your team? Are you creating all of this content yourself? I'm just curious the support you have.
So the support I have are my high school teachers that are like my babies. I love them. They have brought in curriculum and they're like, this needs to be taught. So what we're doing is that they'll give me their projects and their lessons plans. And what we're doing is that for science, we don't do regular science projects. We do life insurance policies, and we give them the science for a project of you have to bury someone. They'll bring in their parents' energy bills and they're like, okay, this is how money correlates. So I do have my teachers. I also have my financial advisor team, Greg Arnold Financials in Chicago, that also keeps us to date with our resources. Shelby, take this out. 401k increase. We got to do some interviews on that. It's $6,500. We got to create a budget plan. $571.66 a month is what people can do. We got to stay on breast of these interest rates. We got to do that. So it's my team of everybody. And then also getting with celebrities. How are you creating generational wealth? How are you able to save money? What did you do with this contract? How did you lose money to draw in more attention? That's my team.
Awesome.
All right, beautiful. And Brittany, any questions?
Yeah, wow. So again, I'm a parent. I love it. I'm actually a homeschooling parent. So my mind immediately went to, have you thought about tackling that community? Because we are all looking for very practical curriculums. We don't care whether or not it's traditional. We just want our kids to have real education.
So I am in networks with a lot of homeschool association here in Texas, in Dallas, Texas, and also in the state of Florida. And what we're doing is that we're getting with the test and we're getting with other subjects to bring in so students can learn about financial literacy. When they take English and Shakespeare, they talk about generational wealth. They talk about financial literacy. So we're doing projects on that. When they're doing history, they're doing reports and 5-point paragraph essays on their favorite rapper, Rick Ross, how he franchised something, how created generational wealth. So that's how we're in the school system, and also going to these schools and networking, because like you said, you can come in and pick up your child from after school care, or just being nosy, like, oh, what are they doing on the computer? Oh, they have an adult section. I want that too. So now it's 2 subscriptions that we were able to tackle from the student and from the parent's household.
Phenomenal answers and questions. Thank you, ladies, all of you. We really appreciate your time. Shelby, great job. And if you're watching this, and I'm sure you guys are being incredibly supportive in this chat from what I'm seeing right now, but if you're wondering, hey, like, is there a way that I can come hang out with Carrie Ann, Brittany, Michelle, Louie, John, and everyone else here and potentially win $50,000? Well, you can do that right now, because round 2 of applications for the pitch competition have just opened. We just recently opened them right now. So you can go on this QR code that we're about to show you, or you can go to subsummit.com/pitch23. Remember, this is only available for people who have launched their businesses in the last 2 years, and you must be in the direct-to-consumer subscription space. We are so excited about the applications we've seen for round 1, and we can't wait to see yours and help you get to Dallas, Texas for your chance to win big in the spring. And if you've already submitted your application for round 1 and wondering if you need to do it again for round 2, you don't. You can just hang back, relax, watch everyone compete and pitch their business, learn the do's and don'ts of pitching, so that if you get selected for round 2 by our selection committee, you can just be ahead of the competition, and we love that. So once again, it's subsummit.com/pitch23, and we'll put the QR code one more time with our production team here really quickly in case you didn't get the chance to do that. All right, fantastic. 3 contestants down, and we got 6 more to go, and you'll also find out at the end if you get to win a free SubSummit ticket, so stay tuned. Let's go right to our next contestant, and I should say contestants because it's a rock star duo of sister. You can see them on the screen. It's Erica and Eden Tomaszewski of Lil Iguana's Children's Safety Foundation. And now, ladies, the business you're pitching is not new, but you're pivoting it with an incredible subscription component. So we can't wait to hear that. The floor is yours whenever you're ready.
All right, can everyone see our presentation and hear us?
You're all clear to go.
Awesome. So hi, and I'm Eden, and we are here to present Safety Up with Lil Iguana, the go-to resource for keeping kids safe and healthy. This online resource library is a user-friendly experience providing educational worksheets, lesson plans, instructional videos, and captivating music to ensure the safety of children ages 2 through 10.
Since 1994, Lil Iguana has provided in-person programming to millions of children. The character Lil Iguana and his diverse community are friends that kids love and relate to. In 2020, faced with total disruption of our business model, we pivoted to develop Safety Up with Lil Iguana. Safety Up includes printable activity worksheets, lesson plans for home classroom use, kid-friendly animated music videos, and a storytime podcast to be launched in March.
We have identified 3 main markets for our products and services: homeschoolers, parents, and education organizations. Numerous states require homeschoolers to teach the lessons we offer, like social emotional learning, street safety, and stranger danger. Parents of children ages 2 through 10 and children on the autism spectrum can use these resources in their home to teach and play with music-driven activities. Elementary schools and community organizations need supplemental programs like this for their school day curriculum and after-school programs. We aim to be an effective, easy-to-use, and affordable solution for these audiences.
Safety Up utilizes music, repetition, interactive role-playing, which are the most effective ways to teach children. There are no competitors who teach these 20-plus lessons through music and trusted characters. Safety Up has been tested in the United States and the Bahamas. Lil Iguana has countless compelling testimonials from parents of children saved by these life-saving lessons.
Through social media, inbound, email, and digital marketing, we are reaching homeschoolers, parents, and teachers and analyzing consumer behavior data. In the fall, Lil Iguana's in-person programming will resume with 100 live stage shows where children will receive marketing materials to take home to their parents. Parents will then be retargeted directly with presentations at school nights. We are scheduled for PTO and PTA trade shows to target schools.
So the monthly home-based membership is $9 per month, and users have access to all digital and printable content. School memberships are $997 per year and include the online resource library, virtual versions of our most requested in-person program, as well as additional educator resources.
We are excited to scale this membership to include educator certification courses and workshops, online courses for kids with checkpoint quizzes and earned badges, a monthly shipped educational activity subscription box, and translation of this program to other languages like Spanish and Portuguese. Safety Up is an integrated, multimodal, comprehensive program that helps children learn, retain critical lessons, and keep them safe. Because remember, a safe and happy childhood lasts a lifetime.
Thank you very much.
Well done, ladies. Great job. Really, really glad that you could make it here to share your story. John, anything that stood out to you in this pitch?
I love that they're going after multiple different audiences, parents, homeschoolers, the schools themselves. And again, going back to as a parent, like you always want your child to grow up in the safest environment. And so, even just educating your kid on this and having those resources to educate your kids on that, I think that's great. So well done.
That's awesome. All right, let's bring in the judges for some questions here. We'll start with Carrie Ann of Praella. Carrie Ann, any questions for the ladies today?
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Erica and Eden. So I really resonated with your pitch. I'm a mom of 3 little girls, 4 and under. And I really identify with how overwhelming it is as a parent to try to instill so much into them. And obviously, it's a heavy task. So I'm curious, since this is relatively new for you guys, what's your subscriber count? And for the parent piece, do you offer any sort of free membership as well to kind of hook people in, or what's your strategy there?
So right now we're offering a free teaching guide for parents. And then that is the lead in for them to get the monthly membership. So the teaching guide outlines, where have I taught these lessons? How have I taught these lessons? Have I even taught these lessons? It gives you a self-evaluation quiz at the beginning. And then it goes into, okay, let's actually get down to work here. So it gives you a QR code to listen to music. It gives you the lesson definition and how you should be talking to your kids about this lesson. And then it gives you another QR code that brings you to our membership site where you can download educational worksheets and activities for those specific lessons. So we're able to capture parents by giving them, this free teaching guide, but oh wait, we have tons of extra worksheets and activities that you can use in your lesson plan that you can bullet for the kids.
And even though we're pre-launch, we do have about 85 subscribers that we are having test the website with us and for us.
Yeah, and how we were able to get those is we actually just sent out to our email list one time and said, hi, we're testing this free program. Do you want a free trial? And
let us know.
85 people signed up, and we cut it off and said, okay, let's just work with these users. And we've been doing surveys, and we've done in-person test groups and virtual test groups. So we've gotten a lot of great feedback from our current users.
Cool.
It's all about understanding what your consumers want, and it sounds like you are on top of it, ladies. So great job. One last question. We'll go to Michelle Oliver of Hello Subscription. Michelle, any questions for the ladies?
Yes, thank you so much for your presentation. One of my questions was, so as of right now, you only have the website, or you also have the app and a subscription box?
So no, right now we just have our member website.
Okay.
You can download lesson plans and guides, and it's for school, government agencies, libraries, institutions, as well as individual parents, homeschool.
And that's for anybody, anywhere, not just local schools and stuff?
Nope, that's
okay.
World Wide Web. So anywhere that you can access the internet, you can grab our subscriptions. Right now we are just in English, but we hope to.
We do have craft boxes. I know we're about to be cut off, but we're turning those into the monthly subscription boxes. So you can just purchase one-off products as of now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for all your questions, judges. And Michelle, just wanted to hang out with you for a quick second so that we could hear what Hello Subscription was helping subscription-based companies and what you guys do.
Hi, I'm Michelle, COO of Hello Subscription. We just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. We pride ourselves in providing high quality content to our readers based on what the best products are, the best brands, to date, we have done over 21,000 reviews, which is quite a bit. So yeah, we just really are media focused and giving our readers the best content we can.
Build a great subscription. Consumers will find it on your website. That's awesome.
There's a subscription for everyone.
So that's exactly what SubSummit lives by too. So that's awesome. Looks like we align with our goals here. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about Hello Subscription, Michelle. Let's go on to our next contestant. And John, I think you'll agree with me. One of the best qualities a subscriptionpreneur can have is time management skills, right?
Yeah, every entrepreneur.
Not even subscription.
Yeah.
And this next contestant, she's still in college. She's a senior at Cornell University, but that's not all she's doing. She's also founded her own business that we're going to hear from in a little bit. She had 2 internships at Google in the last 2 years, and she's also a student researcher at Cornell University. So how she managed to find 2 hours to hang out with us and share her business story with us is amazing. Adele Smolensky of AI Learners, we're so glad you could make it. Congratulations on being here.
Thank you so much for the amazing introduction. It's great to be here.
Of course. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you. So hi, everyone. My name is Adele Smolansky, and I'm the founder and CEO of AI Learners. So again, I'm a senior studying computer science at Cornell University, and I've worked at Google. And for another update, I will be pursuing a PhD in computer science upon my graduation, either at Stanford or at Harvard. So on the screen, you can see a photo of my sister, Laura. She has a severe neurological disability called Rett syndrome. Growing up, I watched her struggle to learn math. Laura inspired me to create AI Learners, an edtech platform that makes learning math accessible and engaging for students with disabilities through personalized computer games and analytics. After conducting customer discovery interviews with over 100 parents and educators, we learned that Laura is just one of many students with a disability who has a problem learning math from current edtech websites. As these websites are designed for the general student population, they are not accessible, personalized, or engaging for students with disabilities. On top of this, parents and educators struggle to understand their students' mathematical abilities and want to see more analytics on how their students learn. AI Learners is the first platform specifically designed for students with complex needs. We provide students with accessible, personalized, and engaging math games, and we offer clear analytics for parents and educators to help them gain a deep understanding of their students' mathematical abilities. To ensure that students are effectively learning, we have partnered with 2 Cornell University labs that help us develop research-backed solutions. Our insights help us improve each student's learning experience, and we draw novel insights into how students with disabilities learn. Millions of students use EdTech at home and in school to enhance their learning. The EdTech market has grown to over $100 billion, but is focused on the general student population. There are 10 million students with disabilities in the United States, and over 15% of all public school students are legally entitled to equal educational resources, which they now do not receive. AI Learners offers individual subscriptions for individuals and schools. We will sell individual subscriptions to parents using a tiered subscription model, and we will sell an educational product to schools to provide schools with the special features to support an entire classroom of students. Parents are learning about AI Learners through our digital marketing and through recommendations with special needs teachers and therapists with whom we build strong connections. Over 200 parents have already created individual accounts for their students to learn, and 5 New York City schools are piloting AI Learners this year. We will continue to build relationships with schools and districts to reach students all around the country. And our business is viable as we have been demonstrating in our profits. And our team is a collection of Cornell University students and faculty advisors. We're raising money now, which is why we're here to talk to you now. Thank you so much for listening, and I would love your support on helping me help my sister and millions of other students with disabilities.
Thank you so much for sharing such a personal story that became a business. We really appreciate that. John, anything that stood out to you in this amazing pitch?
Well, I'm inspired by the story and your journey to where you are right now. I think the one thing that stood out that probably is like a differentiator, like a key factor that I think is going to go a long way is the analytics behind AI Learners and the ways that parents could take those analytics and really just like own in on what it is that drives success for their children.
And education is such a moving field, right? So like subscription, it almost makes sense that it's becoming more prevalent in the life of kids, no matter who they are. Let's bring in our judges for some questions here. We're going to start with Brittany Schmidt, who didn't get to ask a question last time, so I want to make sure you get your time today. Take it away.
Thank you so much. I love that you took a passion that's close to you and you used your expertise. Like, that is so powerful. I'm wondering, what would you do with the money? It sounds like you're getting lots of money. How are people finding you? Like, what are you thinking about that?
Sure. So right now we really need money to help us with the marketing aspects. Marketing to schools and in the educational system is definitely an obstacle, and we've worked out the logistics and the legal requirements of how to overcome that. And now we really just need to run those ads. We have to go to schools, we have to talk to those administrators and keep building that network of supporters and integrating ourselves with different districts. So we need the money in order to fund all of those different marketing aspects.
All right, great question, Brittany. Let's turn it over to Michelle.
Thank you so much for your presentation. This really resonates with me because I have a son who falls on the spectrum, and sometimes we have difficulties in education. One of the questions I did have was, do you have a parent aspect for it? For example, if my son is on a lesson and he gets stuck or he needs some help, is there also like something for the parent so that they can, or the educator so that they can, does that make sense?
Yeah, so we have two different aspects like that. So one, when you're actually playing the game, you can turn on something called teaching mode, just with a switch of a button. And when you're in teaching mode, then you can add extra supports. It's more easy to click an example button. And there's other features like that within a game. And then also, as I mentioned, we have this analytics component where you can go on this analytics page and there's graphics to help you understand your students' abilities. And we're also working on a way to export this so you can actually go directly to an IEP meeting with analytics on how a student is learning. And then you can present that information to them and add that to this large amount of data on your students' mathematical abilities.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right, Carrie Ann, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Adele. Is this on an app or is this only through a web browser?
So it's currently only on a web browser, which means that you can access it on your computer, but you can also play on an iPad or on a phone as long as it's on a web browser. But we're actually working now with another group at Cornell, and we're going to start working on making an app version. I just had wanted to wait till we really made sure that the design was set in stone and it was all backed and the research was supporting it. And now that that's done, we're ready to move on to creating an app. And then I think that will make it even more effective in terms of having students be able to play on then an iPad with an app or just on their phones. And then they can also add it to different assistive technology devices that can require that sort of software.
Cool.
All right, thank you for your questions, ladies. Brittany will keep you on for a little bit if you don't mind sharing Bold Commerce and its involvement in the subscription industry.
Sure, yeah. So Bold Commerce, we've been around for over a decade, kind of extending e-com capabilities, starting in Shopify, and now we support platforms from all over. But we are passionate about helping subscriptions become your superpower, scaling, and really taking these customers that you work so hard to obtain and turning them into lasting, loyal fans, because lifetime value ultimately is what keeps all of our businesses going. So super excited to hear all these pitches and think about how we can support you guys.
Thank you for being here. And for those of you who've never attended SubSummit, Bold Commerce is a fixture at SubSummit, the world's largest event dedicated to consumer subscription brands. So if you want to talk to the team at Bold, like Bobby did, you can do so right there at SubSummit in Dallas and get to know everyone else in the subscription industry. You'll see a lot of our applicants and semi-finalists for this event. So we can't wait to see you in Dallas. But let's move on to our next contestant. It's Lynn Power of Masami. And John, you're a serial entrepreneur at heart, and I know your co-founders Paul Chambers and Christopher George are too. Mm-hmm. But Lynn here co-founded or founded not one, not two, not three, but 4 businesses in the last 5 years. So she's on a mission.
Yeah, that's superhuman powers right there.
That's amazing, Lynn. Congratulations for being a semi-finalist. Congratulations for being so driven. We can't wait to hear your story. So whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I think I'm just a little bit crazy, but thank you for the shout out. So I'm Lynn Power. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Masami. We are clean premium hair care. We have a Japanese ocean botanical. It's all about hydration. So premium hair care right now is the fastest growing segment in beauty, and hydration, or lack thereof, is the #1 unmet need in hair care, and we solve it. So if anyone out there has hair that's unmanageable, frizzy, dry, damaged, dull, just isn't looking its best, it's probably because it's not well hydrated and you just don't realize it. So we know that beauty is insanely crowded. So yeah, why am I launching a beauty business? Well, we do something different than any other hair care out there. First of all, we are clean. 90% of products, hair care products on the market in the US are toxic. People probably don't know that. And we're salon quality, but more importantly, we deliver hydration, which is the #1 issue, and we do it weightlessly, so we don't weigh your hair down. All the other products that deliver moisture or hydration actually will leave your hair limp, flat, greasy looking, and we do the opposite. Our business model is what I call DTC plus. We are DTC at our heart. So that means we're sold on our own site. We're also on Amazon. We're in salons. We're in clean beauty boutiques. We're in some other values-based marketplaces. We just launched our subscription business in December because I was lining it up to coincide with these amazing refill pouches, and also to coincide with the fact that we have really loyal customers who love us and buy our products like crazy. We have about 35% repeat purchase, which is 3 times industry average in hair care. And our profit margin is incredibly good. It's about 85%. So who needs hydration? Well, basically everyone. Prior to launching, we tested our products on every hair type and texture that we could find, and it works across everything, especially people who have coarse, damaged hair or curls from 2A to 4C. That's curl language, because hydration is a universal need. Men love us too. 40% of our customers are men. And we are very much a bootstrapped business. We don't have investors. So when it comes to our marketing, we do lots of social content. We do live streaming. We do tons of podcasts. I've done over 150 podcasts. And one of the things that's worked the best for us is actually collaborations, brand partnerships. And it's worked so well that we launched our own pop-up shop this past year. But what we're really hoping is that our subscription business is going to be the superpower that fuels us forward. So we're really excited to be able to get some funding to accelerate our business and add fuel to the momentum, so to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate you sharing your story. And I know beauty is a crowded market, but it was shown that more than half of consumers go to beauty and healthcare subscriptions because that's just what they want. They want convenience, they want easy access, and they want added value. So I wouldn't count you out. And based on your pitch and your business idea, I think you have a lot of potential. John, what do you think?
Well, I already forwarded the link to your site to my wife because she's all about clean products, and she's been trying to find me a shampoo for days. I just use hers right now. So I think one edge that you have in this industry is that you're working with a product that depletes, that people need on an ongoing basis, right? It needs to be replenished on a monthly basis. So those type of products actually do really, really well. Not only because it's in the beauty and personal care space, but that it's a product of replenishment. So it's good that you got a product in that space.
That's great. Let's bring our judges once again for some questions for Lynn. We'll start with Carrie Ann this time. Any questions for Lynn this time?
Yeah, thank you so much, Lynn. I love your product. I'm kind of a clean beauty freak myself, and have a few wellness and hair care subscriptions. So, I have a couple questions, but I'm trying to narrow it down. So I saw on your site, you guys have a sustainability kind of lean as well, which I think is really great. And obviously, like clean beauty, it's a big buzzword in the industry. But I'm curious, are these formulations 100% yours, or are they white labeled?
No, they're ours. It took us 10 years to develop them because it's really hard to do clean, salon quality, and weightless hydration. Those things are pretty much like almost impossible. So that's why it took so long.
Wow, that's awesome. And then my last question was, I took the quiz on your site, and the recommendation, it gave me a travel size recommendation. And I wasn't sure if that was intentional or perhaps just like a weird one-off, but I was curious if that is kind of like are you trying to do a travel size to get people entry, like hook them or something? I was curious about that.
Yeah, a lot of times people will use the travel as a way in to try out the products because people are a little finicky and think, oh, it's not going to work for my hair type, or, so we encourage people to do that. So the fact that you took the quiz might mean that you're a little not sure what you want or what you need. And so, trying out the smaller size before you commit to a bigger one is probably a good idea. And I think you'll love it anyway, but.
That's awesome. Let's turn it over to Brittany Schmidt from Bold. Brittany, any questions for Lynn?
I do. I'm curious, are you just offering subscriptions on that like white bag, which I love, or are you opening that up to your whole site?
No, we're offering them on our 10-ounce shampoo, our conditioner, our full-size shine serum, and our styling cream. I have some people that buy this like three or four at a time. So they were so thrilled that we offer that. But what we're really trying to do, because we are a sustainable brand, is get people to adopt their behavior to do this. Refill bottle and pouch. So we do offer it on the other stuff if you want it, but we are encouraging people to be more sustainable, eliminate more plastic, and really move to that other more refillable system.
And can I just ask, do you have any analytics on how long the average bottle lasts somebody so that your frequencies are good on yours?
Yeah, so our frequencies now are 45 days, 90 days, and 180. You don't have to use a lot of our product to get the benefit. In fact, we tell people you really only need to use a very small amount because it's concentrated. And then, by the way, your hair looks good because it's hydrated. You don't need to wash your hair every day. So you can go a longer time between shampooing. So from a value perspective, it's actually, even though we're premium priced, people feel it's a really good value. So it depends on your hair type and length and all that. But on average, it will last probably for your hair a month or two.
All right. Thank you for those thorough questions and answers, Lynn. We appreciate your time. And John, something that all of our contestants so far have alluded to is they're trying to solve a problem for their target audiences. Yeah. And the only way to do that, in my opinion, is data. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, data goes a long way to understand the consumer, to help kind of like own in on even the customers that you're going to go out there to acquire.
And without proper data, you can't make informed decision, which is why SubSummit, our team, partnered with the Subscription Trade Association to share with you an exclusive preview of the Subscription Commerce Industry Outlook report. It's going to be released at SubSummit 2023, but the preview is available right now. It's completely free. You can scan this QR code to download it right now. It'll take you a few seconds to get there, or you can go to subsummit.com/preview. In this report, you're going to find out why customers canceled their subscriptions last year, what they plan on doing with the subscriptions that they have this year, what they want you to do as far as your business goes, what they want to see on their front porch, how they want to be treated by your brand. We are answering all those questions and more. It's only 5 pages long, and we are taking care of you to make sure you go the extra mile and maximize your revenue. And we can't wait to see you at SubSummit when we release the full report, by the way. Once again, subsummit.com/preview. We hope that you get all the resources and answers that you need for this year's goals. All right. We are in our final stretch, the home stretch, John. We have 4 more contestants. I can't wait to hear what they have to say. We're going to bring up the next one. His name is Lawrence Phillips. He's from Green Book Global. And I'm very jealous of you, Lawrence, because you did some traveling over the course of 365 days. You went to all 7 continents in 1 year. That's both amazing and just making us all jealous at the same time. So while you get set up and you start sharing your screen with us, just one quick question. Which one was your favorite?
That's a hard question to answer. I would say Antarctica because it was so unique. It was like a social experiment being out there.
I wish I could say the same. Lawrence. All right. Anyways, the floor is yours whenever you're ready.
Okay. You can see my screen fine?
You're all set.
All right. Great. So hi, everyone. My name is Lawrence Phillips. I'm the founder and CEO of Green Book Global, the world's first ever Black travel review site. So let's jump right in. What's our problem statement? Well, all too often, Black travelers look to each other to determine whether a destination is safe and welcoming. And I experienced this firsthand when I took that trip that we just mentioned around the world, where I went to 30 plus countries in all 7 continents, including Antarctica, in less than a year. But it's not just my opinion. A New York Times article even states that 71% of US-based Black travelers said it's important for a destination to be perceived as safe, specifically for Black travelers. So what's the solution? Well, it's Green Book Global, and we do this in 4 ways. We allow our community members to find cities that are Black friendly, share authentic stories, get paid for booking trips, and we use that data that we have and share those insights with destinations so they can be more inclusive. The product, again, is a review site and an app, but what makes us unique is that instead of rating activities, you actually rate destinations with categories like adventure, but most importantly, what it's like traveling while Black. After reading reviews, you can book trips with brands like Expedia or Marriott, and that earns us a commission. But we also offer our annual subscription model, our Passport membership, where members can earn cash back for each booking they start on the platform. So for either $14.90 or $29.90 a year, you earn cash back. You also get paid to leave destination reviews and read reviews on the website as well. Our traction's been great, over 100,000 followers on Instagram, 6,000 tips from Black travelers from all over the world, over 500 destinations with reviews. And really, we just beta launched our premium membership last year. So really this year, we're gonna focus on investing marketing and helping that grow and scale. Our business model really is to convert 1/10 of our Instagram following to be subscription members, also to allow them to book trips. So with just 15,000 users, that would be over $500,000 in revenue. US-based Black travelers spend over $100 billion on travel each year. So really we're focused on the 223 million trips that are booked online. And again, we just need 15,000 of those trips to reach our target. From a B2C standpoint, we're going to different events, getting featured in publications and doing marketing, whether it's influencer marketing, Expedia, and Facebook ads. We also have a B2B strategy where we're offering our Passport membership as an employee benefit. So when employees have personal travel, they can book trips on our platform and earn cash back. We're also offering an inventory of Black-owned businesses. And this is open to all travelers, not just Black travelers as well. And these are some of the companies we're targeting. You get a kind of quick idea of some of the testimonials we got from our community members here. With the investment, a majority of it will go to website and app development, as well as marketing, as you can see on this slide. This is our product and revenue roadmap. A lot's going on here, but you can see we have a pretty well thought out plan. The biggest thing I'll call out is our Expedia partnership that we just landed a couple months ago. And lastly, this is the team. So myself, we're all avid travelers, but I have over 15 years of experience implementing complex IT solutions. Naja has a Kellogg MBA in marketing, has worked for Carol's daughter at L'Oreal, as well as Salesforce. And Max is a Georgia Tech grad like myself, who's doing our vendor and customer management. Thank you all for your time. Green Book Global, Black travel made easy.
Thank you so much for this pitch, Lawrence. And I don't know if you have this exotic destination on your website already. It's Dallas, Texas. And you can put the dates, May 31st, June 2nd, and you can just bring all your friends and just advertise that. No problem. You just let us know what we need to work out.
I like it. Let's see what the reviews look like for Dallas, Texas.
See, let's do that. John, any thoughts on Lawrence's pitch?
Well, SubSummit's the theme's all about engaging and enriching, and you're doing just that. You're engaging with the community. You're giving them an opportunity to experience something special. Then also that the whole, giving them an opportunity to even, have some kickback and make money along the way. That's you're engaging with the audience. So I think you're doing a good job there. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's some great news here, Lawrence, from a co-founder of SubSummit himself. Judges, let's bring you back up for some questions. Carrie Ann, I see your camera is already on, so I'll let you take it away right away.
Awesome. Lawrence, that was a great pitch. You answered all of the questions I had within it. Yeah. So I mean, I think it's amazing. You saw a problem and you're solving it. I loved the history aspect to the name. I saw that on your site, and I think that's just really cool and relevant and awesome that you're bringing this into the modern era. And yeah, no, I don't have any questions because you answered everything. So great job. Yeah.
Great.
That's pretty good news again. Brittany, let's go to you.
I feel the same way. I saw the name and I was like, I feel like I already know what this is, which means you did a fantastic job with that. Looks like you've got your business plan of how you're scaling and you've got a clear direction. I think that's awesome. My one thing is it's how, and you kind of said it, but really grassroots with marketing. What do you really want to do with those dollars in marketing? Where would you spend them?
Yeah, so actually, because of the Expedia partnership, I'm actually having meetings with Expedia and how we're going to segment different markets that go to different like National Geographic sites or even on Expedia and segment them to make sure we have like a proper sales funnel. And so iterating with that to make sure it's very concise, very clear, and we have a high success rate. And then we're just going to dump a whole bunch of money on there to make sure it's going to work really, really well. So
I like that.
Really segmenting out our audience.
Good testing before you dump all the money in.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Michelle. Any questions, Michelle, or you like the other judges?
Every time I wrote down a question, the next slide, it was answered. And I thought, well, okay, there we go. And my only question is, and you might have answered this, I apologize. My demon cat hopped in my lap and I was like, yeah. So is this just on a website or is there also an app?
Yep, so there is an app, but we do want to spend some of that money as well if we were lucky enough to win to help us make a more robust app, because it's a non-native app right now, but we have a lot of integrations we want to do. We have some friction points we want to kind of streamline. So that's what some of the money would go towards as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, and with 1 minute left, I'm just going to ask you a bunch of random questions until
Okay,
we
let's do it.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Actually, no. What is your favorite color and why?
My favorite color is orange, and I have no really good reason why. I just liked it when I was a kid.
Color, actually.
And that's
Actually, I should
okay.
say my favorite color is green because it's the Green Book. I take it back.
Now there is a correlation. All right. Well, Lawrence, thank you so much for enlightening us about Green Book Global. Thank you and congratulations on being part of this first round of the pitch competition. We'll go on right to the next contestant.
Let's go.
She's a familiar face for the people who attended SubSummit 2022. It's Stephanie Risto of the Bariatric Society. And Stephanie, on your website, you have an amazing quote that I want to share with our attendees today. It's, "I'm good at what I do, but I'm going to be weird while I do it." And I think we should all take that to heart in a way, because we should never stray away from who we are. So Stephanie, the floor is yours whenever you're ready. And I want you to be as weird as you want for the next 3 minutes.
Awesome. Transparency is key, right? Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Well, I am Stephanie Risto. I am the founder of Bariatric Society. I started the company in 2021 as I embarked on my own bariatric or weight loss surgery journey because I saw a wildly underserved market. I can guarantee every single one of you on this call knows someone who has had weight loss surgery, but you might not actually know who they are. Weight loss surgery is still very stigmatized, and most people are very private about this complete life overhaul they're going through. Meanwhile, this industry is big and growing exponentially year over year. What that's created in the market is a complete lack of resources and a huge target audience of people with important needs, resources, and peer connection. So we're solving that with the Bariatric Society. We're on a mission to help patients build lifelong friendships and access the tools they need to thrive. My background is in marketing and demand generation for big brands like Nike, WebMD, and Microsoft. So I used that experience to take a community-first approach to our company. Our subscription product is the Bariatric Book Club. Members receive a book and a bookmark, along with book club questions, and join a monthly video call. Our hosts are volunteers. Our shipping is media mail. And while the physical product...
Stephanie, yeah. I'm so sorry. I couldn't really see you well on the screen, but it looks like you are sharing your notes as well within the presentation. So there might be some presentation issue here with your slide deck. I'm terribly sorry about that.
It's okay. It's quite all right. Let's share screen again.
Don't worry about the time. For the timer, we'll pause the timer.
Sounds good. I'm going to switch to this screen.
My apologies.
I feel like you've seen under the hood. Okay. Anyway, members receive their book and their book club questions, and then they join a monthly video call. Are you guys seeing the correct screen now?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. Like I said, our hosts are volunteers, our shipping is media mail, and while the physical product is just the book and the bookmark, the magic of Book Club is the custom weight loss surgery questions we create for the book and that community collaboration we've created through the virtual meetups. From a consumer perspective, it's a simple but effective way for patients to learn and grow in this process, to find support, and to connect with others that are quietly going through this journey. We have a $15 virtual and a $30 all-inclusive option with a combined 50% average profit margin. The other products or services are our bariatric retreats that each host about 400 patients and have created so much buzz that they sell out in about an hour each time. and launched just last summer our local chapters with thousands of members all over the country coordinating their own meetups and events. These last two things are cost and profit neutral, but they serve as an amazing marketing engine for the book club membership. This strategy has made it possible for us to grow to over 24,000 weight loss surgery followers on Instagram alone, and an email and SMS subscriber list of more than 6,000 patients, all without spending a single dollar on paid media, ever. As I mentioned, we focused first on building the foundation of the community, but even without a hard push for the book club product, we have 200 paid members with an 87% retention rate and an average of 10 months reoccurring subscriptions per customer. So we know the model works. Now that the foundation of that community is built, we are turning our focus to the website, specifically improving the online user experience for book club members and focusing on scaling membership with paid media for the first time ever and bariatric clinician outreach. These two areas are where we'd like to spend the prize money should we be selected. Additionally, by popular demand, this fall, we're launching a quarterly wellness box separate from book club, curated specifically for the needs of bariatric patients. This box would be relevant to book club members, but expand beyond that for patients that just aren't big readers. And that is it.
You can keep going.
Nope, that's it. So that is Bariatric Society. We're hoping to get up to 1,000 members by the end of this year. And thank you for considering us.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, for hanging with us here. Despite the technical difficulties, I apologize for this, but you did do amazing with your pitch. So just wanted to give you some kudos here. John, anything that stood out to you about Stephanie's pitch?
This is another example of tapping into two different verticals of the subscription industry with the subscription box, if you will, model with the bookmark and the book of the month, if you will, and then the member community with the retreats and the events. And I love how you tie it all in together and then just act as a voice for this like large community of individuals who may feel quiet about their journey, but now they don't have to feel so quiet about it. So that's great.
I think people often undermine the value of meeting with others in person, right? We're seeing it at SubSummit. Every time that people gather around and share their stories, there's always some excitement and some genuine passion, and they come home inspired. And I'm sure that's what you've noticed too, right, Stephanie?
Absolutely. I can't even articulate the magic that we find in the book club meetings and the on-site at the retreat. We've turned something that is often a journey people need to get through into a privilege and this joyful experience that they get to go through. And that's been really special.
Amazing. I'll turn over to the judges. Brittany, any questions for Stephanie?
Yeah, I love the branding, number one. Beautiful presentation. I'm wondering, is your goal to extend people past the 10 months, or is that really the problem that you're solving is like, this thing is new and I need this community to help me adjust?
Yes, for sure. Beyond the 10 months, we have some members that have been with us for the full duration since the very beginning. So that 10 months is an overall average of the people that jump in for a couple months while they're prepping for surgery and the people that are lifers, really. Improving the user experience on the website is going to be foundational to that for us. It's our biggest pain point is clunkiness between the membership itself and the Zoom integration. So if we can optimize that, if we would, then that'll make a big difference to that timeline.
I don't think I heard that correctly. Was that if we win? I'm not sure. It was very subtle.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not like trying to win anything.
Michelle, let's go to you. Any questions?
I loved your presentation. I love the local component that you've integrated into this thing. Sorry, I don't know the proper term. One of my questions would be regarding the wellness box. Have you started any of the process of that? Like, do you have a specific, packaging, or do you know what's going to go in it?
Yeah, we've started. I'm a marketer at heart, so everything starts with survey and data. So we've started reaching out to our audience to find out the components and the priorities that they have. These would be themed because weight loss surgery goes so far beyond the traditional diet and exercise that people think of. These would be themed for diet, for movement, for sleep, self-care, and things like that. So My goal is to get it at a $60 price point. It feels like a safe and all-inclusive number for folks that are in this target audience. But we're continuing to do data gathering right now with people in our community.
Yeah, I like that it would be themed. I think that's really important based on the person's needs. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, one last question. Carrie Ann, take it away.
Yeah, I love your branding, Stephanie. The site is super cute. So great work on that. I love your logo too. I was curious, you mentioned the community and the cultivation of that, and I imagine that's like a big driver for you guys. How are you guys doing that currently? I know you said there's part, the physical events, but how are you acquiring customers right now?
It's through, in large part, the popularity on Instagram. So we kind of stumbled into this magic with the retreats where we're engaging a lot of speakers that are influencers in the weight loss surgery space. So having them promote the retreat and bariatric society overall around those events has created buzz that we're able to leverage then for book club.
All right. Thank you so much for the thoughtful answer, Stephanie. Thank you, judges, for your questions as always. We're going to move right along to our next contestant. It's our second to last contestant, and then we find out who gets to go home with a free SubSummit ticket tonight. We're going to go over to Shelly Gupta of Bake It Box. Now, John, I'm not much of a singer and I'm not much of a baker. How are those two skills for you? Are you doing okay with those?
I love to eat baked goods. I am a really good dancer. And if you come to SubSummit, chances are you're probably going to see me moonwalk on the dance floor there.
And that maybe could be dance to Shelly's songs,
that she
because
sings,
Shelly
yes.
can not just bake people, she can actually sing and sing quite beautifully, I might add. So she has all the skills for her, and I can't wait to hear your pitch, Shelly. Best of luck to you. Whenever you're ready, you can start sharing your screen and make it happen.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, and what an intro. Well, welcome. And let me just make sure you guys can see here. Perfect. I'm Shelly Gupta. I'm the founder and CEO, and I started Bake It Box after recognizing a major gap in the baking industry, but also noticing the fatigue and stress that exists in finding at-home, family-friendly activities. Parents are burnt out, and I think a lot of you on here are parents. There is so much pressure on parents today to be the perfect homemaker, but so much guilt that forms every time you hand your kid an iPad. We asked our customers what their major pain points were around using baking as a family activity, and we heard lack of time and energy in finding recipes, decision fatigue of the endless online resources, wasted money and ingredients when you're baking from scratch, lack of diversity in traditional baking, and of course, societal pressure to ensure you're the best parent ever and teaching your kids a balance of skills and making sure that they eat their vegetables and making sure they're not doing anything inappropriate. It's a lot. But we are solving this problem with globally inspired baking activity kits. Introducing Bake It Box. We've created a global adventures for the whole family through our boxes. Each box is themed around a new region of the world, and each kit is its own baking adventure, fun for the kids and for the adults. We've been in market 2 years now, but with a first version of our product. We've sold over 2,000 units of version 1 and gained an email list of over 20,000 potential customers. With the data collected, we're launching this new global adventure version on July 1st. I'm not going to go through all these numbers here, but I'm just going to say this. This market is a no-brainer. Parents are cutting back on spending during recessionary periods, except when it comes to spending money on their kids. When it comes to activities needed in the household to occupy your children, money is being spent left, right, and center. This is a recession-proof market. Our new launch will have 3 different revenue streams. The new product, a quarterly subscription box with 3 kits in it, our original baking kits that are sold individually, and then lastly, our creator collaborations. We're piloting this in May with an online personality chef, and we'll be actually kitting up her own unique recipes for our first collab box. We're going to be marketing through influencer and mommy blogs with real, genuine content, family-friendly brands for product inserts and email blasts, and after-school programs and out-school programs. We have a fantastic team in place who are all passionate about our mission and our goals, and they cover marketing, ops, culinary, and social media. And we have notable advisors and investors on the team, including Carla Medina Jacobson, who started this brand with me and just had her second kid. We've made some tremendous traction. Our margins are over 55%, and we're hypothesizing the new launch to be an LTV to CAC of more than 5. If we win this, we're going to be putting the money towards a major campaign with our mommy and child influencers. We know the power of word of mouth, and we're excited to start this new journey with Bake It Box. So join us on our global adventure. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelly. Thank you so much. John, any thoughts on Shelly's pitch?
I'm a huge chocolate chip fan. Like I've always been so reserved to chocolate chip cookies, and that is it. So to experience baked goods from around the world sounds like a treat to me. But one of the things that you touched on that I think is going to go a long way is these strategic partnerships with influencers that will essentially serve as kind of like brand ambassadors to the brand versus just like an influencer who's promoting the brand. Ones that will feel like they are vested to really promote this, whether it's the mommy bloggers or even other cooks. So I think that's a really good approach to tapping into like the influencer and affiliate world.
Great strategy then, Shelly. Let's bring in our judges for some questions. We will start with Brittany this time, please.
Hi, so I love this. One thing that totally resonated was decision fatigue. My 4-year-old thinks baking is science, so he wants to do that. And I spend so much time on Pinterest, I cannot figure out what I'm gonna do. But I actually don't have a question because you did a really great job. But one piece of feedback that I saw on your site was in your pitch, you said that it's so traditional, like baking in the aisles. And I felt like in your pitch, you talked about how it's like beyond that. It's like this global, these are your non-traditional recipes. And I think there's a lot of strength to like, this isn't what you're going to find on Pinterest. Like this is awesome stuff you want to try.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the new launch where we're really focusing on the global adventures is not going to be launched till July 1st. So our site right now is kind of a mashup of what we're doing today and then elements of the global pieces of it. So I agree with you, but we're moving in that direction, and hopefully this will help us get there.
Great piece of feedback. Let's turn it over to Carrie Ann from Praella. Carrie Ann, any questions for Shelly?
Yeah. So, what's your current offering? And you said the new launch, is the new launch the quarterly boxes?
Exactly.
Do you have a current subscription?
Exactly. Yes, we do. So today we offer individual baking kits that touch on different cuisines around the globe as well, but they're not as focused on family oriented activities, but we're getting a lot of feedback that that's the direction that our customers want to go in. So we do offer, you'll see on the website today, individual kits. They will still be offered, and then we'll also launch this new quarterly subscription box.
So like the individual kits, like because I love a quarterly offering, I think it's really accessible for most people, and it's like a nice like cadence, especially for parents. But if I bake every Sunday with my girls, so if I wanted more product, I could obtain that really easily on the site.
Exactly. We'll have we don't have an exact number yet, but we'll have like 10 to 12 recipes always available that kind of touch on different seasons and regions that you can just get anytime.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. And Michelle, one last quick question.
Hi, I recognize your box from being on our site, and I appreciate that. One of my questions is, for the global expansion, are you targeting like a specific location at first to see how it does, or are you doing just everyone all at once when that launches?
So we're not going to launch globally in terms of outside of the US at this stage, but our boxes are all globally themed. So we've already touched on recipes around the world. Yeah, I mean, but to your point, we have, I think, a really strong opportunity to launch outside of the US. Canada is actually where I'm from, and that's going to be my next step. But given that we are a global brand in terms of what we're offering, there aren't going to be a lot of barriers, I think, to opening up in other countries and just translating our recipes.
My apologies. That was my mix-up.
No worries.
Thank you so much, though, for your presentation.
Thank you so much for having me.
And Shelly, I can't emphasize this enough. John and I are here to test any products that you want to launch. We are available, and we are determined to help you get there.
Yes. I'm going to take you up on that.
Thank you so much for your time today, Shelly. Let's move on to our very last contestant. She's been eagerly waiting to pitch her business. It's Anna Jones of Flex 65. Anna, you can come on up on the virtual stage and join us. We are so delighted to have you here. I'm going to let you get set up and join us here. There she is.
Thank you.
Welcome, Anna. Congratulations on being part of this first round of the pitch competition. I see that you're sharing your screen and getting all ready to go. So I'm going to let you do that, and you can take it away when you're ready.
Great, thank you. My name is Anna Jones, and I'm the founder of Flex 65. We are excited to share Flex 65 that was developed, tested, launched, and with an MVP generating monthly recurring revenue. The marketing and technology teams have different iterations of the app platform and also expanded our digital footprint. We are looking to scale with the app with more features, subscription tiers, and more aggressive marketing and building communities. Flex 65 is the first platform of its kind that facilitates home care workers with seniors at home. We have employed the same vetting system used by the state. We are determined to tackle the issue that is of flexible services from 1 to 24 hours versus the industry standard of 4 and 8. Our 1 hour minimum is unparalleled. This is unprecedented, and we are providing a care-as-you-go service. We are deeply committed to the efforts of aging in place by the government and local initiatives to create age-friendly cities and communities and support caregivers at home. With a subscription, we strive to provide a comprehensive, dependable one-stop shop for families and seniors, streamline the activities, and offer single sign-on. Our goal is to ensure longevity of our services as a dependable resource. Despite the potential risks like security breaches, we have taken comprehensive measures to ensure the safety of the app users and those living at home. We have a dedicated team in place to promptly address technology and care issues. The majority of seniors and families want flexible and vetted care to promote aging at home. Our core team have experiences with our own aging parents and bring our technology, marketing, and business skills to effectively gauge our customers' needs. We have not launched our subscription model, but we plan to offer 2 premium levels, Flex 65 Plus and Premium. The platform is perfect for integrating with other affiliates. And we also want to have people access AI-generated resources and suggestions to provide a fair and profitable market. We are determined to build an ecosystem of partners rather than attempting to reinvent the wheel of service that aging seniors require. Our idea is to create a marketplace for aging adults. Our sales and marketing strategy is designed to scale up. We plan to create a robust ICP database, establish senior resources, and access our reliable experts. We plan to scale because the market share of seniors are growing exponentially. We have our core team with my own experience, 20 years in the senior care industry, working with seniors and caregivers. Noelle Martin, who is our marketing VP, has a robust portfolio of experience working with B2B SaaS platforms and have offered subscription tiers. Shal DeAngelis is a brilliant legislator and business strategist, and Amrut has experience in technology. We are committed and motivated to build a successful subscription. We have identified what it takes, and our care-as-you-go model provides essential service for a home environment filled with dignity, confidence, and joy.
All right. Thank you so much, Anna, for sharing your story and Flex 65. John, anything that stood out to you in this pitch?
Well, with subscriptions, I think it's really important that you touch on easeability and accessibility, and it seems like that's exactly what Flex 65 is doing. Is it's providing accessibility to seniors, and so I'm excited to see how this grows in your journey.
Thank you.
Yeah, we hope for the best. Let's bring in our judges who have, I'm sure, some questions. Let's start with you, Michelle. Any questions for you?
Hi, thank you so much, Anna, for your presentation. One of my questions is this an app?
Yes, it is. It was a native app that was developed and built that sets it aside from the major players out there.
And what is the price?
It's a pricing model with a fee for service right now. The hourly rate is at a fixed price, and the flat rates are for 12 and 24 hours. It's an industry standard.
Okay, thank you so much.
Up next up, we'll go to Carrie Ann for any other questions.
You mentioned other, dovetailing from Michelle's question, you mentioned other players in the space. Who are your main competitors? The only company that I can think of is care.com, but I don't think they have an app. Yeah.
Yeah, care.com does not have an app. Links is another one. CareLinks is another big player with over 450,000 caregivers. They do not have an app. And Papa's in Florida only have caregivers who are college students that do not provide the personal care in the home.
And is the main differentiator that you guys offer is it's like hourly minimum? Is that what you mentioned?
Yes, flexibility in the rates. The industry standard is 4 hours minimum.
4 hours minimum.
And we've offered the 1 to 21 hour or 2 hours. They can go up to 24 hours.
And then sorry, last question I have. Are you solely connecting caregivers with service providers, or are you are they your caregivers?
They are our caregivers. That's why the marketing, the vetting process comes through us. We actually are a matchmaking service as a referral service. Yeah. And that's why we want to utilize AI for better matching and streamlining and automating. The platform's automated as it is.
Thank you.
Our last question, Brittany, take it away.
Yeah, this is so important. I'm curious, is this paying for access to then go book for hours, or am I like subscribing to 10 hours a month that I'm going to schedule a caregiver for?
It's both, but it's mostly the resources that we bring to the table with other platforms and other products and solutions for keeping your senior at home. That's basically what we're trying to explore with the subscription. If there was other shopping that they needed to have, and transportation, shifts, or anything that, and even products and services at home, we would be the marketplace.
I think there might be an opportunity to spend more time really honing in and making it so I see at a glance and I know exactly what you're selling me, because I'm busy caring for my aging parent, right?
Yes, and that's where we all come in. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, ladies, for your wonderful questions. Thank you, Anna, for your wonderful answers. And thank you to all of our amazing semi-finalists. If you're in the chat right now, I want you to congratulate every single person that stepped on the virtual stage and shared their business ideas, because it takes a lot of courage to show up on a virtual stage here for the chance to win $50,000. And some of them may have just gotten started in the subscription space. Some of them are industry veterans. It does not matter. Pitching in front of judges is always something that is requiring a lot of bravery. So we are thankful for you to feel comfortable enough sharing your stories, and we can't wait to see what's next for you. Now, as far as finding out who will advance to the final round, we will have a big announcement in 2 weeks or so. So stay tuned for that. The details will come. And then a few more weeks after that is SubSummit, John.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And we have quite the conference planned for May 31st through June 2nd in Dallas, Texas. Can you take us a little bit through what attendees can expect?
I mean, this is going to be the largest event that we've ever hosted, with almost 2,000 attendees in Dallas, Texas. So, I mean, the lineup of speakers is incredible. The amount of suppliers and vendors that you'll be able to connect with and network with and figure out ways and find ways to grow and scale your company. There's so many of them. And then just the lineup of brands that are attending from the merchant side of things that have been in this space, that have years of experience, that can share their knowledge. You know, the NBA, the Washington Post, FabFitFun is such a diverse group of merchants. So, you know, attending SubSummit is, you're going to receive a wealth of knowledge from so many different players and across so many different verticals of the subscription industry.
Everyone in the industry is going to be there, and that means you need to be there, because if you're in subscription, you're at SubSummit. We can't wait to see you there, and we can't wait to see our lucky winner of the raffle today. It is, I would like a virtual drum roll, please, everyone, just in your heads. And the winner is Noel Martin. Noel, you are going to SubSummit for free Free ticket is yours. You are saving $2,500 on your ticket to join us in Dallas. You will be surrounded by the best and brightest in the industry, and we can't wait to see you in person and connect with you. You'll be able to attend the final round of the pitch competition. You'll be able to attend the Cube Awards ceremony, which is pretty much the subscription industry's version of the Oscars, and we can't wait to see you there.